but that's not a reason to, you know, to solo him in a lane against the puck. I disagree strongly. I think that definitely a Pugner solo lane against the puck actually is maybe more effective. You know, put the bottom in the bot lane against the puck, or put him in the solo long lane. Initiation going here on Pusher. Is Pusher going to die? Pusher's taking a lot of damage. Pusher is going to go down, and Pusher dies the first blood. Very standard going on there. Nothing unusual about that at all. Traditional play there going on by Pusher, giving the team the first blood. He's definitely playing up to his usual expectations. So MYM is probably back into the role that they usually play. When you don't see Pusher giving first blood, you're probably quite worried that MYM is going to lose. But when Pusher gives first blood, I mean, it's a safe call to say that MYM is back into their usual style of playing, and that they're going to do pretty well and probably end up winning a game. Furthermore, back to the talk about Dazzle. What I was trying to say is that Pugner in a solo lane against a puck is definitely going to be much more effective than a Dazzle. Dazzle needs levels to an extent, but I definitely think the farm and levels on Pugner is just so much more effective. Pugner in a tri lane is useful. He does lay down a lot of DPS, and he does have AoE DPS. But when you're trying to farm up a Weaver and trying to get some kills, Dazzle is just as, if not more effective in allowing heroes to survive and managing to pick up kills at the same time. I do think that's just a much more effective way to play Dazzle, is to put him in a tri lane. You can solo him, but if you're going to solo him, don't pick a Pugner, because Pugner just works better with a solo lane, with giving a bit of farm, allows him to get up some early game items, some early game tank items, you know, allows him to become the pushing force that you want him to be as a hero. In this game here, we don't see much sort of pushing, or much of a pushing strategy being lined up here by Shift. Dazzle is being a baller and just harassing down this puck with his huge early game base damage. But besides that, we don't see, you know, much of a pushing lineup here being created by Shift, which may be the reason why they put Pugner in a solo lane, sorry, in a tri lane, just to try and help that Weaver get up some farm. And I think the fact that they're putting a Weaver in a tri lane and putting Dazzle in putting the Pugner in a tri lane and putting the Dazzle in a solo lane is very indicative. We do see an initiation. Oh no, that's just just giant red dots scaring my eyes on the mid lane, which is something you have to watch out for when you're giving a commentary. But definitely what it says to me, the fact that you put a Pugner in a tri lane and you're not trying to push, because generally you put a Pugner in a solo lane, you are trying to get up some sort of pushing power. When that happens, when you do that, it says to me that Shift is relying on putting all of their faith in this Weaver and in this Dazzle to be the late game DPS heroes that they need him to be. And when you have a Doombringer, Doombringer against you, such an effective counter to Weaver, I don't think that's the correct basket to put all your eggs in. I don't think that this combination of Dazzle and Weaver is going to pay off as much as you wanted to. Yes, Potham's a really good hero. Potham's not going to be a game-changing hero in the sense. The two game-changing heroes that have been, you know, picked here by Shift is this Dazzle and this Weaver. They're two effective counter. I mean, Dazzle's a really good counter to a Balinar and to a Doombringer, just simply because of the minus armor, and in combination with the Weaver and in combination with the Potham, who both fairly hard hitting, fairly hard DPS heroes, it is a really good counter. But when you have two silences on a team against you, when you have a Balinar who's got a 7-second silence or something ridiculous, and Doombringer who's also got a long silence and deals significant amount of damage, those two heroes can just be nuked out of the game. You know, Balinar targets his spell onto Dazzle, Doombringer just dooms the crap out of Weaver, and that's it. There's all your team fight presence lost, and that's a huge problem that has to be dealt with by Shift, and I'm not sure how they in fact are going to manage to do that. I don't think that picking up a Lincoln Sphere on those two heroes is actually going to be effective, because both King A and Doombringer have targeted spells, and all they can do then is, you know, target those heroes first and then doom and then silence them in the first place. I mean, and then in that instance, both your silences will go off, and both of them will end up being just being disabled anyway. Dazzle has been pushed back. I think he might be AFK at the moment. What is Dazzle doing? But, you know, he'd probably be... I think Dazzle's AFK. Is Dazzle AFK? No, he's not. But he has picked up Phase Boot, which is quite interesting. I'll talk about that now. But basically, I'm not so sure that Shift has an effective team play or team strategy lined up here. I definitely think MYM or Malk did a super good job of countering any sort of play or any sort of significance that Weaver and this and this Dazzle might have had in this game by picking up 2 heroes with silence. It's a really good job of picking that done by Malk. And yeah, I'm not so sure about how well this is actually going to work out for Shift, specifically in the mid to late game. In the early game, yeah, they might be able to get up a good levels of farm and maybe able to, you know, have some sort of lane presence, lane control, which they seem to have at the moment. But more than that, I'm not so sure that this game is gonna work out in their favor, simply because the 2 heroes they're relying on the most just are gonna get taken out of the game. We do see initiation going on Dazzle here. Dazzle does manage to pop his Shallow Grave before the silence is casted, but it wears off just in time, and Mania, who came all the way from the top, King A, who came all the way from the top, manages to give the kill to Mania on the bottom lane. King A now sitting on level 6, so he has got Hunter in the night, so that's going to be really effective for him. It is night at the moment, so he's going to be roaming the map like an absolute champ, and Mania, of course, now on the puck, level 8, has got to have a significant amount of levels. We are going to see a dive from going on from behind here. Pusher tries to hide in the tower here, but instead he's just blocked himself in. Pugner's Ward doing a massive amount of damage. Sven, in fact, blocking in the Weaver here, but Vengeful Spirit now needs to deal with him. Vengeful Spirit does manage to get off. In fact, Puck managed to get off the silence and onto the Weaver, so unable to allow the Weaver to escape. So really good TP there by Mania. That's exactly what you want to do with a Puck. Another kill going on mid here. So in fact, from 7 minutes into the game, 8 minutes into the game, it was 1 for 0 in favor of Shift. Obviously, Pusher dying, and suddenly it's been in a space of a minute. We see 4 kills being picked up. Another kill, wow, another kill going off there from Shift. Decryptify, and then just a stun from a Stormbolt and a blast going off from Pugner and the Sven combined onto that Vengeful Spirit, and he went down in a flash. So yes, this Trident here does have a lot of power, like we saw, the ability to pick off a hero instantly. But with this roaming Balinar and with this roaming Mania, having picked up enough levels at the moment to be effective, both of them having silence. In fact, that's another silence on Puck. So Malk just going the ultimate, disable to all of them. We do see initiation going on the bot lane here. In fact, the Sven managing to stun the Balinar, but he's going to go down now. He does get caught by AA, and Puck manages to pick up another kill there. Pusher, in fact, getting a kill. So Pusher now sitting at 1 for 2. So really well played by him. Pugner just melted to Mania over there, and Weaver's just backing out of there. Weaver losing a lot of the lane domination or lane presence that he had at that stage. In fact, the Vengeful Spirit is sitting at the same level as him in a trade line. So Miguel, Miguel is really struggling. When a Vengeful Spirit is on the same level as your late game carry, the carry that you want to give super loads of farm to, it's kind of a bit of a problem for your team, specifically in the early game. Ryza has destroyed a tower on the bottom lane here. Pusher trying to do his best to try and defend against this Dazzle. Dazzle picking up the phase boots early on. Just normally Dazzle would go either mana boots or treads, simply because you're playing him as a caster. But I think in this instance, they're picking up the phase boots just for that extra mobility, the extra mobility to help out in team battles, the extra physical DPS that they put down. I think they've realized that they don't actually have that much early game DPS. Dazzle is, however, an early game DPS hero. He does have very high base damage, so picking up a phase boost this early into the game, when your mana pool is high enough to be effective, you have enough mana at the moment, or Dazzle certainly has enough mana with a high intel game to be effective throughout the entire game. It's definitely worth picking up AA ultimate hitting on the top, so really well done there, in fact, by Pusher actually managing to land something in his life. But definitely this early game, this phase boost is just going to try and give Shift an extra, or a bit of an early game DPS advantage over MYM. Misery, picking up the tower in the mid lane. So Misery is now sitting at 53 creep kills in 11 minutes. They're going to do a quick creep farm now that had just gone past 10 minutes. Angel, Rape by Angels sitting on 60 creep kills. The Dazzle sitting on 48. 42 going to Miguel. 46 going to the Puck. 53 going to the Doombringer. And 29 only going to the Balinar. Balinar has now managed to pick up his... Where is he on the map? Where are you, Balinar? Balinar, 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 Balinar. Okay, I have no idea where Balinar is. Maybe he's dead. No, he's not dead. Where the hell is he? Ah, I was being blind. He's on the bot lane. But anyway, the point is he has managed to pick up an urn. Also really good to give your roaming Balinar your observer wards, just in case you didn't know that. Specifically the fact that he's roaming all over the map in the first case and he's got such high movement speed. It's much better in terms of XP gain for your entire team to send a Balinar who's already roaming around the map to put down the wards instead of sending another hero to plant them, and you're going to lose XP in any case. So really good strategy there being played by MYM. We do see an advance here going by shift onto the mid tower, but they don't have any sort of pushing capability at the moment. Pugner only at level 6, so doesn't have the levels that he needs to sort of counter anyone. He's being forced to TP bot to counter the push that's going on the bot lane by MYM. Doombringer is in fact going up against Dazzle here. Dazzle has been hit by the ultimate of AA, so he might go down now. Has popped Shallow Grave. Doombringer's ulti in fact going off onto Miguel, onto the Weaver, but he manages to survive long enough to get out of it and hasn't been nuked down. Dazzle running out of there using his phase boost super effectively. The creeps blocked the had an actual fact blocked in the Doombringer and blocked in the Dazzle, but Dazzle using his phase boost to run through the creeps when Doombringer can't. Doombringer is now going to go down in the mid lane here. Who gets picked up the kill here? Angel picked up the kill, so right by Angel on the bottom actually picking up the kill, so very well played there. Also roaming in there. But the initial stun, then Decryptify Blast, and then obviously just the DPS being dealt, or physical DPS being dealt by Weaver here, made that an effective kill and allowed them to pick up an early game kill against the Doombringer there. So actually the Doombringer's counter to Weaver there wasn't so effective. Yes, it was a 2v2 situation.